Hi Nitin, how are you? Hi guys. Good afternoon, Samir. Hi guys. Hi Anil. Hi Raghuveer. Hi Bhavesh. How are you guys doing? Just trying this out. I thought it's a Sunday afternoon, not much to do, so let's give this a try. Hi Mohan. Uh, Thank you. Thanks Mohan for the kind words. अरे अभी टिप्स नहीं, just coming to interact with you guys. Hi Pratik. Hi Harish. Yeah, Gurpreet, we've been a bit occupied with a few things. You know what all has been going on. So haven't been very active. So I thought I'll do an interactive session with you guys. Any levels on ITC? I do have ITC in my portfolio, but it's a long-term bet. And also not too much of a allocation there. It's a good to have in the portfolio. In the long run, sometime it will give a breakout, but not something that you can trade with, because that's not a trading stock because of the kind of moves it gives. Live trading. Doing live trading is tough, guys. Maybe someday I'll give that a try on YouTube Live. SEBI rule, yeah, the intraday leverage is going to go down. It's already very less. It's around 2x now, so it's going to go away. Not good for traders like me, because we thrive on leverage. I have shared a couple of tweets on what my views are on the intraday leverage going down, so you can go through that. Yes, Immortal Aki, I'm also an engineer. Twitter Space, I did Twitter Space last weekend. So I thought I'll try out Insta Live this weekend. How's my Sunday going? It's very slow, not much to do. So I thought I'll interact with you guys. That'll be a good use of my time. Crypto, I've not really tried crypto, to be honest. So, but yeah, I mean, if it were a bit more regulated, it would be a fantastic instrument to trade in, because of the kind of volatility we have, the kind of moves that we get. So, but it's good from a trading perspective. You get 20%, 30% moves every month. So awesome instrument to trade, in my opinion. But I haven't tried because of the regulations and the unclarity, lack of clarity on how to, sort of like what is the what do you call uh, the platform. There's no good platform for crypto trading. Also, is the money safe or not if you give it to a certain a company? Like in case of share market, we have established brokers, bank brokers. You have Zerodha, Kotak Securities, Share Khan. So all of these are big names. They're not going to go away with your money. But in case of crypto, you never know. All these platforms, they're not regulated. They do not come under any authority. So if there's a big move that happens, maybe you make a good amount of money in crypto, but then the platform goes bust. So what to do in that case? So that's why I've not really invested there. Uh, I already have a YouTube channel, not much active there, but whatever content is there is decent. So you can go through that. Trading knowledge is asking, is there any degree to get into stock market? It's not really. It's one profession where you do not. There is no entry barrier. Anyone with money can enter and trade in the market. So no degrees required as such. But it is very important that we get the right knowledge before we start putting in our hard-earned money. So make sure, like, you are investing your time in gaining the right knowledge before you start to trade. No, Amar, I do not trade much of currency. Trading the markets in itself, I mean, the stock market is exhausting. So not really ventured out into commodity. I used to do commodities earlier, not now. Even I've tried a bit of currency earlier, but not actively trading it right now. I do hedge. So person is asking if I hedge my trades. I do hedge if there is uncertainty or there's an impending news. Then I hedge my positions or trim down my positions. Daya is asking for any platform or website where you can learn. I think Zerodha Varsity, I've said it multiple times, is one of the best places to get started. Very structured content, so you can try for that. Is option buying good? Yeah, it's a fantastic thing, but it's not. It's one of the most difficult things to successfully do as a trader, because you have to be right on multiple levels. You have to be right in terms of the kind of move, the direction of the move, the extent of the move, the momentum of the move, and the timing. So all these things, getting it right is very important when it comes to option buying. That's why it's tough. Whereas in selling, the good part is you don't have to be wrong. You might not be right on multiple levels, but the thing that matters the most is you cannot be wrong. You don't have to be wrong, basically. How can one master options trading? Give it time. A lot of people that I see, they start option selling or option trading and they give up too soon. So give it some time, observe the market, stick to one strategy for at least 6 to 8 months, master it. So that is the way. Don't hop from let's say doing a strangle to a debit spread, then to a iron condor. So you need to give time and stick to one thing for a while. Systematic trading versus rule-based trading is what Tarang is asking. It's one and the same thing. Systematic trading is actually rule-based trading. So the right comparison, I think, would be systematic trading versus discretionary trading. Both have their own benefits. For beginners, I would recommend going with system trading, because we might not, as a beginner, we might not have too much control on our emotions. So that is where the system trading bit helps. Once you gain experience in the market, I would say at least 3 years of experience, minimum side, of watching the markets closely, then one can start doing discretionary trading. Okay, a lot of you guys talking about VIX and IV. Yeah, when we are into options, it makes a lot of sense to monitor how the VIX is behaving and how the IVs are, to get a feel of what kind of an environment we are in. So I generally look at a rise in IVs with an opportunity. I look at it as an opportunity to sell more. So whenever there's a rise in IV, it's a good option to sort of sell in parts as the IV is going up, and obviously keep a stop loss there, because without the stop loss, you never know where the thing is going. Any ideas on buying? I assume you're talking about option buying. I think option buying works well when you have a breakout. So enter when there's a breakout and be very quick to exit. So that's the idea. Keep small stop losses and exit on time. Do not wait on if the breakout fructifies. Continue holding the option, otherwise get out. Ruchit is asking, has compounded returns worked for your trading account? Absolutely. Compounding is one of the most important ingredients when it comes to wealth creation. So we have to make sure that we are compounding whatever income we are making. So it has worked out very well for me. I generally, what I do is I try to not take out too much money from the trading income. Apart from, obviously, you have to pay taxes and all. But the more we sort of keep back in the accounts, the better the compounding would be. Is the edge of 0.28 good enough? What is a good, bad, great number? Good question. So it depends on the kind of strategy we have. So for an intraday strategy, edge of anything above 0.2 is fantastic, right? And I'm assuming that this edge has been calculated taking into account slippages, brokerages, and the other costs. So 0.2 and above intraday is fantastic. For a positional, I would go with the edge of at least 0.7 or more, right? So, and for long-term investing, and where the holding period is more than 6 to 8 months at least, there the edge should be above 1 for us to for the strategy to be considered as good. Where do I see the benchmark indices in the next few years? Obviously going up. On an average, on the minimum side, we'll see a 10% CAGR on the very minimum side over the next 10 years. And on the upper side, it could be a 15% CAGR. So which means the indices should double probably in 6 to 7 years from now. Any recommendations on the gold bonds? Well, it's a fantastic product. I myself hold some of these sovereign gold bonds. The fantastic thing about this product is you get 2.5% interest on the base amount, and the capital that you gain after whenever you get whenever the bond expires, basically after 7 or 8 years, that is free of tax. So there's no tax. It comes under I don't know. I don't know the details, but it says that it is tax free. So which is again a fantastic thing. It's much better option compared to holding physical gold or a gold contract or a gold ETF. So if you want to get into gold for long term, this is the best product available right now. What is the average reward to risk? Is the person asking. Anything above, 2:1 is pretty awesome, right? So anything above 1.5:1, I would consider that as good. Why are you not posting PNL regularly? Well, I used to post every Thursday, but after the pandemic, all of us got occupied with something or the other, so I could not take time out for that. Maybe I'll start after a while. Let's see. This gentleman is saying पूरा पैसा क्रिप्टो में डाल दो, सब क्रिप्टो में डाल दो. That's a good thought. पर मुझे नहीं लगता ये सही रहेगा. Did you take any course? Sahu is asking. 786 Sahu. Yeah, I keep on doing courses from time to time. Every year I spend a good amount of money learning. So my take on the courses is don't think that you will get a something which you will be able to implement immediately. जिसे कहते हैं पका पकाया खाना तो नहीं मिलेगा. But you will get a good number of ideas to work with. So that is what I look for in a training or a workshop. Right? So I do from time to time. If the speaker is good, why not? And all it takes is, if you do 10 workshops, all it takes is 1 or 2 workshops to sort of get something out of it where it clicks for you, and you'll be able to cover all the money that you've spent. So the reward to risk is pretty good. So do you meditate? No, I don't. I want to get started. Just like one of those things where you keep on delaying, but not tried meditation as such. Great, guys. You guys, you can share what you're doing this weekend. What are your Sunday special plans? It'll be interesting to see. When will you host a workshop? I don't know. Last I did a workshop in 2019. I had plans to do one in 2020, but obviously that could not materialize. 2021 also looks difficult. So hopefully in 2022, I'll do it. One workshop in every major city. Are there any days where you do not take a single trade? Yeah, it's rare, but it could happen. Earlier, there used to be a lot of days like these. Nowadays, with the options, especially trading in the weekly expiry, there's some trade or the other for adjustment or for creating a new position. Lot of questions, guys. I'm sorry if I missed your question. It's moving too fast for me. Okay, this Damodar Acharya says he's playing carom with the family, and I think Sunday special lunch he mentioned. That's great. Good to know. Any of you want to share what you guys are doing? Maybe I'll pick something up, something interesting you guys are doing. Do you use indicators? Not much. I don't use many indicators. Earlier I used to look at RSI and a bit of MACD, but that's a long time back. Now my primary focus is price action. The max you'll see on my charts is a moving average. That's it. Mituldra is asking how many times have I wiped out my account. Thankfully, I haven't wiped out my account even once. There have been times where I've not made profit during the initial days. It's been mostly flat to slightly negative. Never kind of wiped out the account as such. Chetan is saying he's cleaning his kitchen. Great. I hope you cooked something nice. Ordered biryani from Meghna. Wow. Actually, we're not ordering right now. Most of the food is made at home. But Meghna biryani is on my list to have soon. Which one of the biryanis do you like? Meghna special? Even their best moving average combination on a 5-minute chart. See, on a 5-minute chart, it's very difficult to see. I would recommend in a 5-minute chart, go with the price action. Suchir is saying he's cleaning and getting ready for a barbecue. That sounds fantastic. I think, I don't know which city you are in, but if you are in Bangalore, it's just the right weather in the evenings for the barbecue. Making sandwich for kids. That's nice, Veer. I had bread omelette in the morning, so I like it. I like to have it in a sandwich format. So something similar. Meghna special boneless biryani, of course. I don't understand with all these biryanis, why do they give so less of this chutney and the raita? It's just a half kg of biryani, maybe 800 grams of biryani, and not even a cup of raita. So I generally end up making my own raita at home. PMG is asking if I'm vegetarian. Mostly a vegetarian, but I do like non-veg as well, mostly biryanis or gravies as well. So once a week you can say I try out. $15-minute EMA combination. I would go with a 20 EMA on a 15-minute just to get a sense of the direction. If it continuously stays away above the 20 EMA, I think that's good. You get the sense of the direction then. Chilling at Gaurav's house. Mohit is chilling at Gaurav's house. That's great. Coconut water. Oh, Mishra, yeah. I'm also having coconut water. Can I make a living from swing trading? 3D Nath is asking. Yeah, of course. If you're ready to put in the hard work, learn about how to trade swing, it's very much possible. Best advice you can give to traders, Yashraj Linkar. A few points. First is get the right knowledge. That is the most important. Second is be patient. It's more like a marathon and not a sprint. Things will not happen in a matter of days or weeks or months. It will take a few years, maybe 1, 2 or 3 for you to get your hold on your trading. So yeah, and always first thing to keep in mind is risk management. So never risk more than 2% of your capital on any given trade. This is something that I keep on telling people. If you don't risk more than 2% of your capital in a given trade, it's very difficult to blow up your capital, right? So these are some of the things which I feel as a OI data I don't look at much of late, especially after the new margin rule. The OIs have been all over the place, so I don't look at that much right now. Best for selling, is it OTM, ITM, ATM? What is it? It depends on the kind of view that you have. If you are super bullish, you can go with shorting ITM or ATM. If you're not very sure, stay with OTM. So there's no fixed rule. It depends on the kind of view you have and the kind of conviction you have on your view. But in any case, keep a stop loss and make sure if your view goes wrong, you get out of the position. A lot of questions around what should beginners do. I've done a couple of tweets and also put it out on my Insta, a quick template for new traders. So you can go through that 4 or 5 points which will make a lot of sense to you. How much time did you take to become a profitable trader? See, I'm a slow learner and I was learning along with my job. So it took me around 6 to 7 years, right, to start becoming profitable, right? So it takes time. And let me also put it out there that I'm a slow learner, so it took me more time. Nowadays, with all the facilities available, so many courses, trainers, and access to traders who are doing good, I think the learning curve has come down drastically. So now it shouldn't take. If you're serious about it, a couple of years should be in a decent position. What was your 10-12 percentage? Gaurav Jain is asking. I think around 80%. 10th I was ICSC board, 12th was ISC board. Good old days. I managed to get around 80-83%. I was not a very great student. Mentorship, I do not have any mentorship programs. Right now, I'm not running any trainings. I think last I did was around 2019 when I did a workshop in the 3 cities, Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. So, not sure when I'll plan next, but whenever I do, I'll definitely update you guys. इतना capital कहाँ से लाए? See, I started with a very humble capital. I think 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs. The key was compounding. You keep on not taking out your profits. As you make profits, you try and keep those in your account, and then your capital grows over a period of time. Quick brief on money management is what Deepak is saying. So money management, I would say the point which I've said a couple of times in this session as well. Don't take out your money too soon. Let it compound. That's the first lesson. Second is diversify. Don't put all eggs in one basket. So put something in gold, something in debt, something in long-term investment, and keep some amount for trading. And manage your money actively. Probably by actively, I mean every 6 months review where you stand and make changes on the allocations. So all of these things help a lot from a money management perspective. Keep understanding all the new products that are coming in. So I mentioned about the gold bonds, sovereign gold bonds. So those are fantastic products if you are a gold investor. They were not there a few years back. Now they're there. So that's good. You can directly invest in government bonds. So instead of going for debt funds, probably go for government bonds directly. So all of these things, keep reviewing every 6 months to get an idea how your money should be parked. Great guys, I think it was really nice interacting with all of you. Thank you so much for joining in and all these lovely questions. We'll do this sometime again during a weekend. Thank you. Yeah, one-on-one sessions are a bit tough to do, honestly. So this is, I think, one of the best mediums to sort of interact. Great guys, signing off now. Have a great weekend.